Hello and welcome, my name is Charlotte and I am the High Heel Stitcher. This is a channel about my cross stitch journey. So I hope you like what you see, you stick around, you like, subscribe and do all the things, and we'll get straight into it. The last time I did a Flosstube update, whip update, was back in October. So it has been a while. I did do a whip parade at the end of December, which showed obviously all my projects, but this is going to be the next update. So today is, I believe, the 21st of March, so it has been about 6 months. I did film this about a month ago in February when I had a week off, but the sound was dreadful. It wasn't synced properly, so I don't know what happened there, but no matter what I could do, it wouldn't rectify itself, so I had to try to re-record. Didn't have time, so here we are. So where it has been 6 months, I do have quite a bit to show you. Also have quite a bit of haul, but I'm gonna try and cut down the haul bit a little bit. So we'll start off with new starts, then we'll go with finishes, FFOs, and then the other projects that I've worked on. I will be doing a life update at the end if you're interested in that. So new starts. I have one new start. I have one start and finish. And I do have 2 finishes. 2 finishes, I think, but one of them has actually been FFO'd as well. I have had some, I did do some FFOing, but they've been given as gifts. I did show them in my last one, in the video that I recorded, because I gifted them the next day. So I will either put in pictures or videos of those ones. So if you're, so you can see my turtles. That was not one of the FFOs. I FFO'd that at some point last year, and that's my Build-A-Bear Growler that Dara got me because he's my favourite Pokemon. Anyway, we will start with, let's start with the start and finish, the SAF. So this one is called, all right, let me get my notes. There we go. This one is called Among Friends and it's by Mod Cross. It is a freebie. I don't know if it's still a freebie, but it was a freebie. And this is it. It says, "Stitchers are always among friends." I started this one last month, February. I think it was the 24th of February. Started this. There was about 4 or 5 of us that started this at the cross stitch retreat. Actually, was it 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I think it was about 7 of us that started all of this. We thought it was a really nice project to have us all stitched on. The N here, I changed, and I know a couple of other people changed because that was supposed to be a small N and everything else was capital, so I didn't like the fact that it was a small in the middle of a word, and the eyes was supposed to have a stitch on top as well, but I stopped. I didn't do that. So this is stitched on 18 count Summer Shenanigans by KLT Charting. I think it's from 2015 or 2016, and it was part of a friend's stash that some of us got given bits of, so it means a lot to me. So I'm gonna turn that probably into like a little mini cushion. So it does have some more leftover fabric there, and I am going to stitch on this part. I am going to stitch Hippos Are Christmas as Fuck, and then I'm going to turn that into an ornament. So that is that. This is stitched with hand-dyed threads, again by KLT Charting, and it is called Princess of Stockport, which was a limited edition. Yes, love it. There we are. So that was my start and finish. My finish that has now been FFO'd, or one of them, is my wildlife stocking. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you will know that this has been going on for a while. It was a gift for a work colleague, but she left, and I decided that although it was finished before she left, it wasn't FFO'd, but I decided that no, she did not deserve this stocking. So I was talking to Daryl about it, maybe giving it away to somebody else, and he said I would like it. So I've stitched it for him. I haven't put a name on it because we're just going to use it as decoration for Christmas rather than an actual stocking. So I think it was quite close to being finished when I saw you back in October, but now it has been fully finished into a stocking, and here it is. Ooh. Oh, I love it. I love it, and Daryl loves it as well. So I will bring it in closer for you. I love it. I just backed it with some red felt, same as I did with the other one. I am a little bit disappointed with DMC, because this is full DMC. I used the branded DMC, and it's supposed to be colour fast, but you can see there is a couple of places like the red there has bled a little bit, and I am a little bit angry with that, and I didn't notice until after I've turned it into a stocking. So there's absolutely no way I'm going to rewash it, but you can't tell. I bet you couldn't tell when I showed you, but now it's the first thing I see when I see it, and I'm just like, that's annoying, that's annoying. And Daryl loves it. Daryl absolutely loves it, and he's like, no, I can't see it, I can't see it. And yes, wildlife stocking, all done, all done. And I have put in my initials down here in the basket. You probably can't see that, but I put them in the basket so it wasn't too obvious. And yes, all done. And it's actually currently hanging up on the door handle of my wardrobe upstairs. And I think it's going to be there until Christmas when we bring all the decorations down, and I'll hang it somewhere in the living room. So, yes. This is stitched on 16 count white Ada that I got from a charity shop. So, yes, and it's using the called for DMCs. If YouTube can like grab this as my screen grab, I would be very happy. Anyway, so that was one of the FFOs. I did have an FFO session, so that was one other stocking I did finish. The other stocking, the snow globe stocking, that same, I backed it with felt. The hanger, that hanger was horrendous to stitch in, and I couldn't redo it for the snow globe stocking, so I've used I had some spare fabric upstairs with snow globes on, so I used that instead, and it was a lot easier. So yes, that again was stitched on 16 count white Ada, got from a charity shop, same piece of fabric that I got that was the wildlife stocking, and that was gifted to the recipient. Yes, it was a couple of months late, but she really did love it. She really does, and it's actually currently hanging up in our office, so she hasn't taken it home because our kids would be extremely jealous, is what she said. So she's leaving it in the office, she's hanging it up. So I love that. Then my other FFO was the mason jar lineup that I blitzed through in November and December. I was hoping to get it done by the 31st of December, but it didn't happen. I think I finished it either the 6th or 7th of January, so only a week into the new year. But that got finished and FFO'd into a cushion cover, and again gifted that at the same time that I gifted the the snow globe stocking. So that was gifted to my friend at work, and she loved it as well, and she really appreciates stitching gifts. Her mum stitches, so she knows how much effort it takes and that, so she was really grateful. So I know that they're going to good homes and that they are appreciated. So on this FFO session, I also decided that I was going to see if I could make my own project bag. And that is what I did. I made my own project bag. It's not a vinyl fronted one or anything like that. It's just one that I decided to give a go. There was a couple of tutorials on YouTube that I followed. I wanted one that would fit in my 17 by 8 and my 17 by 11 Q-snaps, because at the moment I don't have one, but I made this bag. It's currently got a project in it, the one that I take to and from work each day, which you will see in a minute. So let's take that out. So yes, there we are. It's got ponies on it. It's the same there, and it's got green and dotty lining in it. So I didn't have enough fabric to do the lining the same. So the only thing is it's coming unstitched there, but it won't go any further because I think the reason of that is because it's a hidden zip, and I didn't realise that until I started sewing it in. So it's a little bit different. I don't have a hidden zip foot on my sewing machine, so I just used my zipper foot, which didn't work. But it does its job. It's good. I'm very proud of it. I was actually more proud of this than I was of the stockings. So yes, and I made a little handle. It's fraying a little bit, but I don't mind. So yes, I'm very happy with that. It does fit in my 17 by 8, and it does just about fit in my 17 by 11. So I may need to make a slightly bigger one. So yes, anyway, that's not finishes. So new starts. I had one new start since I last saw you, apart from the start and finish, and that is Hobbit Meals by Circus Stitches. Do I have a cover picture? No I don't, so I will put a picture of what it will look like. This one is actually is pretty much done. So yes, this is Hobbit Meals by Circus Stitches. I am 77% completed and done 3,111 stitches. So there we go. So I've got to finish this word down here, which is dinner, and then I've got to do breakfast up here. So not a huge amount to go. I think it's less than 1,000 stitches. So if I had a decent session on that, I could get this finished. This is obviously based from Lord of the Rings. It's breakfast, second breakfast, 11sies, luncheon, afternoon tea, dinner and supper. Love this. This is 18 count Balthazar fabric, which was a Advent exclusive from Chaotic Charting, I think either 2019 or 2020 Advent calendar. So yes, and this is just DMC. I think it's 3813. So yes, this was a restart. I had originally started this, I think, back 2019, 2020, but I really didn't like the fabric and I messed up with the thread. So I did breakfast, and I did the B and the R in one colour, and then I started stitching the rest of breakfast, and I realised that I'd picked up the wrong green. So the B and the R were in one shade and the rest of it was in another, and I couldn't be asked to pick it out. I tried to, couldn't be asked, didn't like the fabric, so I thought, screw it, I'm not wasting my time, I'm just going to restart it. And it may have taken 2 years, but I did finally restart. So I love this, and this will eventually go up on my Lord of the Rings wall if I ever get round to it. So there's that. So that is all of my new starts. Next we will go on to pips. So works in progress, or pips as I call them, projects in progress. So first one will be Giraffes at Sunset. I don't know where I printed out all the front covers. I can't find where they are, so I'll put up a picture of what it will look like when it's done and where we were last time. So with where we were last time was I think I'd finished the first giraffe and the black at the bottom to the first giraffe and the tree, and I was working on the sunset behind the tree. So I have done 4,953 stitches and I am now at 51%. So I've hit the 50% mark, and now it's just a countdown to finish. So I take this one into work with me and I stitch it for an hour before work. So I can normally get about 150 stitches in. So yeah, I'd had all of this done and the giraffe, and I filled in pretty much all of that, and maybe a little bit of the black down here, but not a lot. So yes, love that with my needle minders. So this is stitched on 18 count white Ada that I think I got from a charity shop, and I'm not exactly, I don't particularly like this fabric. It takes a while for me to get into it, but once I'm into it, it's fine. It's just the stitches are not very neat, and you can see here they've got a divot in the threads, and I'm not entirely sure how that has happened. I'm hoping that once I wash it, once it's finished, once it's washed and ironed, that will not be as obvious. So yes, I don't know when this will be finished. I just use it, as I said, for my morning stitch, and I've got about 10,000 stitches left on this one, so it won't be a finish anytime soon, especially if I'm only doing 150 stitches a day on it. And that one is currently living in my project bag that I made. Next we have, I'm gonna leave my Dark Queen to last. So next we have the map of Middle Earth, which will look like this. It's by Heaven and Earth Designs. My before picture is basically had nothing. I think I had about 400 stitches on that. It's not going in. I've only done 1,170, so there's not a huge amount of stitches done, but you can see the progress on it. So before picture, and this is where we are now. So I only had this top bit done, and I've now done all of this, and I've moved there. So this is the bottom of page 1, and I'm now moving across. So I go down in columns, and then I go to the right, and then I'll go up, and I will like zigzag. So that is where we are on that. This is stitched 28 count, 1/1 full cross. So, I absolutely loved stitching on this, absolutely loved it. It took me about 4 days to get those 1,000 stitches in. It's not great, but not too shabby. So I'm really happy with that. But it's now going away. So I picked this up for a challenge in the full coverage fanatics group. It's the Lion versus the Lamb challenge that they've got on in March, and it's to stitch on 1,000 stitches on each of your full coverages from least amount of stitches to most. So I did Giraffes at Sunset because that's only got like 22,000 stitches in. Then Middle Earth Map has 151,000 stitches in, and my largest full coverage is Dominic. So I may get that one out to work on that. It will only be 1,000 stitches, but I was umming and ahhing whether or not I wanted to restart Dominic, because the fabric that I'm using him on is just 28 count even weave. It's just plain, there's no grids. And after stitching on Middle Earth Map, I don't think I'm going to enjoy stitching on Dominic without the grids. I have brought the fabric to restart him, and I think I will. I've been umming and ahhing, but now after stitching on Middle Earth Map, I have come to the conclusion that I will not like stitching without the grid, plus the fabric is quite a soft fabric and my threads keep slipping under the threads of the fabric, and that's not happened with Middle-earth Map. So I know I've done 20,000 stitches on Dominic, but it's only 3 pages. He's only 7%, so if I was going to restart, now would be the time, and I think I will. I will restart Dominic. I won't restart Dominic. I might get the 1,000 stitches in for this challenge and then put him away, but then I don't want to keep swapping projects. So, and I can't talk to Daryl about it because he just goes, why don't you just finish one project before moving on to the next? So I'll talk to the girls. I'll talk to the ladies and see what they say. So, yes. Anyway, I digress. My last project that I am working on, that I have been working on, is this Dark Queen of the Seas by Autumn Lane Stitchery. The plan was to get this done and finished before the Bella Filipina retreat that I'm going to in May. It's doable. It's still doable. I've still got the time frame to do it. I think I'm about 50% done on it. I've finished parts 1 to 6. I'm on part 8. I completely skipped part 7, which was these triangles and the antlers and the crown. And I'm currently working on the trident and the coral down here. So I am stitching the nudie version of this. So if you do not want to see her with her boobies out, look away now, skip forward a little bit. But here she is, and I love her. I love her so much, so much. So here she is. Ooh. My needle minders are stuck together. That was very anticlimactic. There she is. Oh, I love her so much. I had such a mare with the hair, but it's come out amazing. And I love it so much. So, last time you probably saw it, not counting my whip parade, I'd only done the fishes and I'd started on her body, and now I've completely finished the top half of her. I've done her face, I've done her hair, I've done her crown, I've done the magic. This is Petite Treasure Braid, my first time using it, and I actually quite enjoyed it. So I've done the coral and the reeds down there, and I've moved on to the trident over here. So yes, I love her so much. So this crown was not one of the original ones charted by Autumn Lane Stitchery, but a lovely lady in the group charted it, and when the crown was released, I believe it was part 7, which is the part that I completely skipped, which was after the hair and the face was done. So where I am so far behind with it, because obviously this is finished and it was released in 2020, I decided that when I got to the face and the head that I was doing this version of the crown, but I'd actually move it down a few stitches because it was supposed to be sat on the head, on the top, but I've moved it down, I think it was 6 stitches, so it's actually more on the head rather than on the hair. And I really love how that's come out. I had a bit of a mare with the hair down here, so I don't know if you can see, but I stitched the green, I put a little bit of blending filament on the top to make it sparkly, and then when I moved on to this colour, the dark colour, I didn't like how dark it was compared to the green, so I started stitching with what they called for, and I was like, no, don't like that, so I pulled it out, and then I tried a different colour. I tried about 6 different colours in the end, and then this was end of January, beginning of February, so I was knackered from work. So I thought, you know what, I'll leave it until the daylight, I'll leave it until Saturday when I have natural daylight, and I'll see what it is, what it looks like. So I went to a meet-up with a few of the ladies, and I tried the original called for colour, and I was like, actually no, in the daylight that does look perfect. So it's like, trust the designer, trust the designer. So yes. Oh, remove this needle minder. The Nat made, can't see that. So Nat made these for us when we did a mini retreat. We booked a cottage and a few of us went there. So yes, anyway, this is Dark Queen of the Seas. This is stitched on 32 count Lugana in the colourway Bewitched by Under the Sea Fabrics, which is the called for colours. Me and Jen, not cross Jen, got a picture of our Dark Queens together while we were at the cottage, and they just look amazing next to each other, so I might put a picture in here of what they look like. So we've both got the called for fabric. Mine is a even weave Lugana and hers is a linen, and you can just tell, you can see the difference in the fabric. And for a while after that picture I was like, I wish mine was darker. Jen's looks amazing, absolutely amazing. But now I've gone back to it, I love my fabric, I love my fabric. Oh, did you want to see the back? Because I know some people like to see the back. There we go, that's her back. So, yes. I have purchased the Dark Queen of the Earth stitch along. I have got the fabric. I purchased the fabric and the beads for it, and the fabric has arrived, the beads, they're waiting on a couple, so when she's got that delivery, she'll send that out to me. So, I think, yeah, it's here, it's here. So there was 2 colourway options for those, and I went for Nightshade, which was the green version. Again, she won't, Dark Queen of the Earth will not be started until, definitely until after the Dark Queen of the Seas is done. There's no way I'm starting 2 of them, both of them together. So, that is all that I've worked on since I last saw you. And so before we move into haul, I would like to do just a couple of shout outs quickly. Obviously the usual ones that I always shout out, Not Cross Jen, Natalie, Love It, Live It, Make It Yours, all my lovely ladies. I would like to shout out Stitchy Sally. She's amazing. I love her videos, and she has recently reached the 1,000 subscribers, so congratulations, Sally. I'm so happy for you. And I love all your videos, so yay. My next shout out is Amy Taylor. She is not that too far away from me. She, when I say a recent Flosstuber, I think she's been doing it coming up to a year now. And I love Amy. I love her videos. She has some really good projects and she gets some real good bargains on cross-stitch kits and that from Facebook Marketplace. So go check Amy out. She is coming to the Southampton cross-stitch retreat next year that me and Natalie are hosting. So I am really looking forward to meeting Amy. So I would highly recommend checking her out. Now, I did have, what's her name? Mad Morty. Oh, I love Mad Morty. She did Flossmas. She Flossmas video every day. Hilarious. Loved her. I'm just getting over, getting through Flosstube. I'm so far behind. I'm only into I've just got into January, so I've just finished watching the December Flossmas videos. Mad Morty was hilarious. She did a joke every day. And she's hilarious with her husband as well. She was stitching Christmas Calories, I think it's called. It's a Sue Hillis design. I actually have that in my stash, and when I started seeing her stitch that, I was like, oh, I really want to stitch that. I pulled it out, I kitted it up, and I didn't start it because I had so many other things I needed to actually stitch on, so it's back in stash. But loved her videos, highly recommend checking her out. So those are the three that I can remember. I haven't got my notes with me, so I think there was one more, but I can't remember, so I apologise. So that was my shout outs. Plans is just to finish Dark Queen of the Seas, Sow, and I think continue doing my 150 stitches a day on my giraffes, just to get a bit of progress on that one. I do have the Bella Filipina retreat coming up at the beginning of May that I will be starting Mayari, Deity of the Moon. That's pretty much fully kitted. I just need to pull out the last few threads, so that will be a new start. I've also started kitting up Hollyberry, which is another Bella Filipina that I'm gonna, that is a potential another new start at the retreat, depending on the lighting in the evening, because I'm stitching Mayari on a dark fabric. Supernova by Sparklies. So I'm stitching her on that, and not sure what the lighting will be like in the evening, so as long as the lighting is fine, I will just work on Mayari, but if it's not, then I do have Hollyberry to start. So those are the plans. Haul. I'm not going to show you everything that I got in the last 6 months. Most of it has been put away or I've been using it, so I will just show you some of it. Supernova by Sparklies, that was some of it. I got this bag by Little Lizzie Loops, I think. Did this, obviously had to get it because of the shoes. And that currently has Mayari in it, so love it. Then I got this project bag from Stitch Bunny, and it's Disney, and it's got some of the characters that you don't normally see on there. So like there's Kronk and Hercules on there, so I was like, I really like that. So it is a vinyl fronted one. I use this for my Dark Queen. She lives in there. I got this project bag from an Etsy seller. I think it's Crafts by Carol UK on Etsy. So I got that, and it's spoilers, nice big bottom bag, vinyl fronted. And I got this, and I also got a button pocket that matches the bag. This currently has in it my Christmas present from Daryl. So he gave me some money for Christmas, and I wasn't sure what I was going to buy, but then Sarah at Pain Free Crafts, I think it's Sarah, I apologise if it's not, Pain Free Crafts released this chart, and another charter has charted this one as well, but it's one that I refuse to give my money to anymore. So I was gutted that I wasn't going to be able to get this chart. And then Pain Free Crafts came out with it, and I was like, yes. As soon as I saw this, I was on the website, I brought the PDF, and I was like, I have that money from Christmas, and I don't know what I'm going to spend on, but maybe if I buy the kit, then I've got it. So that's what I did. I brought this as a kit as well, and it is Osiris, and it's art by Laurie Prindle, and it's an Egyptian horse. I mean, oh, it's a unicorn, but still, oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. I saw it and I was like, oh. And it came, so I ordered it and I received this kit in 10 days, which is amazing. I also asked for the matching bobbin, the matching needle minder and some needles, so I got all of that, and again it arrived in 10 days, which was fantastic. And this arrived and I was like, I really want to start, I'm starting it. And then Dara was like, what about Dark Queen? I was like, fine. So I don't know what to do. I really want to start this, but I have so many others that I really also want to start, and I know that if you don't start it, then you'll never get any progress on it. But yeah, I just love it so much. Absolutely love it so much. So yeah, I think I will try and cut down my projects before I start another big one, because I think at the moment I'm at 16, which isn't a huge amount, but Middle Earth map has only just got 1,500 stitches on it. I'm about to restart Dominic, so it's just, yeah, I don't know. So yes, I got this project bag, Christmas one. This currently has my fabric and the threads, petite silk lamb braid for the Dark Queen of the Earth stitch along. I got those from 123 Stitch because it was cheaper to get it from 123 Stitch than from Under the Sea Fabrics. So that is currently in there until I start it, and I think oh yeah, this is the new Easy Count fabric to restart Dominic. I've gone for a bigger piece, so I have I think I went for so it has a 5-inch border all the way around rather than just a 3-inch border, just so I can start it more in the center of my Q-snap. So yes. Other haul, Giraffes, not cross-stitchy related. I think that's it. It's all that I've got down here, so if I am forgetting something. Oh no, that was it. I got a couple of needle minders. So this one is an Outlander themed one. It's the opening song. I don't know if you saw, but I got a Growlithe needle minder from Cross Stitch Bunny that is currently on my Dark Queen. So he's so cute. And I think that's it. Life update, quick life update. Not a lot has happened. December, me and Nat went to Brighton to see the boy band Blue. Had an amazing time. Hotel was shit. Absolutely atrocious. If you do go to Brighton, you do stay in a hotel. Do not stay at the Hilton. It was atrocious, and they have completely ignored my complaint. So I would never stay there again. Ever. I'm not going to go into it. I did in my last video that never saw the light of day. But I'm not going to go into it. Now, it was just atrocious, and we would never be going and staying at the Hilton again, and we advise anybody else not to. So we'll leave it at that. Christmas, New Year. Me and Dara had the flu over Christmas and New Year. I got over it in a couple of weeks. Dara was poorly until I think probably about the beginning of February, so he was poorly for about 6 weeks, which is very unlike him. He doesn't normally get sick. January, work, horrendous. Tax return season, absolutely shattered by the end of January, and that's it. Hoping to be a bit more ahead of myself this year so that January 2024 is not going to be horrendous, but it all depends on the clients. So February we had a lovely, amazing weekend away at the cottage that we booked, and we will be booking that again, maybe for a little bit longer this time, because I think we went from Friday to Monday. It was amazing, but we wish it was longer, so maybe next time we'll do it for maybe a little bit longer. Then I broke my tooth, emergency tooth, filling, checkup, and in about hour and a half I have got the dentist again to do 2 fillings, so which isn't too bad considering it's been like 7 years since I've had a proper checkup. So 2 cavities in 7 years is not that bad. It was a lot better than what I thought. I thought I was going to have 7, 1 for each year that I've not been. So 2 I can handle. But the anaesthetic also always knocks me out, gives me a banging headache. So there will be no stitching this afternoon because I will come back and I will just go straight to bed. Yeah, life is boring. Apart from meeting up with the girls, the inner circle, I don't do much. I don't do much. So I think that's it. That's it. If you've got this far, then thank you so much for watching me ramble. The timing is 50 minutes, so I apologise. It is quite a long one. I was hoping it was not going to be this long, but I did ramble quite a bit, so oops. I hope everyone is safe and well, getting in loads of stitching, and I will hopefully see you soon. I'm not going to put a date on it because I always say I'll be back in 2 weeks and then I'm never back in 2 weeks. So I will hopefully not be too long and I will see you soon. So happy stitching everyone. Bye.